Management entrepreneurs. So I hear this all the time. My business is so great, but I just need more leads. So if that's you and you have this thinking, I want to disrupt this because this thinking is preventing you from actually getting more leads. So there's a lot of inherent flaws or problems connected to this. I just need more leads. If my business is good, if I just have more leads, I can close and I'm good at getting the deal. All my hopes and dreams would come true if I just had more leads. I just need more leads. So they go out into the marketplace looking for somebody that can just give them more leads. And if somebody says they can give you leads, then they capture you. It's such easy like shady bait to throw out there and say, we'll get you more leads, right? And we can, at DoorGrow, help you get more leads, but it's not what you would typically fall prey to by other marketers. We're going to help you get the actual type of leads that you really want. So you need to be clear. You don't just want more leads. Imagine there's an evil genie and that you give a wish to this evil genie, right? You wish to be rich, and then he makes you like a drug lord with a million like government agencies trying to kill you and take you down, right? So the evil genie gives you the worst of what you're asking for. And I feel like most marketing agencies out there are the evil genie. You go out there and say, I just need more leads. And they go, I will give you more leads. And they give you the shittiest, worst version of that possible. So let me help educate you so that you don't fall prey to these internet marketers and you like can understand what the flaw in that there is, right? So now what do most people do? You're going to hear about five different things, right? So five ways to grow, right? These are five different ways to get leads that you'll typically hear about. And these all have inherent flaws. They all can work, but there's some inherent problems with these. So first, you're going to hear about SEO. This is the granddaddy. Everybody's always saying you just need internet marketing and SEO and all this stuff. Just get to the top of Google, right? This is basically like worship Google, figure out how to please Google. Number two is PPC, which is pay per click. This would be, again, Google. This is like Google Ads, pay per click. And that's pay per click. Two words, pay per click. Some people hear me and they're like, what's pay per click? Like, what kind of paper is that? Like, I don't understand. All right. Number three, content marketing. Number four, social, like social media marketing. And number five is pay per lead, pay per, not paper, pay per lead. And this would be like, managemyproperty.com or managemybuilding.com or whatever, or allpropertymanagement.com or something like that. Like APM is one of the most popular, right? So these pay per lead services. So, and this is what internet marketers try to sell you. And guess what all of this is? All of this is internet marketing. And really, if you ask people like marketing agencies, well, why should I do PPC? Well, it gets you to the top of Google. Why do I do SEO? It gets you to the top of Google. Why should I do content? It's going to help with SEOs, which will get you to the top of Google. Why should I do social media? It'll help you it helps with SEO, right? So a lot of this is really connected to this myth of SEO. So let's destroy that real quick. So if you go look at trends, Google, this is a website, .com, and search for property management, and then search for also, you can add another search term at the top and just do another one to contrast it with. Do real estate. So you can see the trend there, right? Just so you can see the sheer volume. Property management gets very little search volume. There is not very many people searching for it. And once you do your search, change it. It'll be by default in the US if you're in the US. Change the time period to not just the last year or whatever is the default. Change it to the earliest, lengthiest time frame they have, which is 2004 to the present. And what you're going to see is it really didn't ever grow. It slightly increases maybe a little bit in 2011, and then it kind of flatlines to the present, right? And you'll see, like, if you put in any other search term like loans or anything else, you'll see the property management is so low it doesn't even show up. Like, it's like so tiny at the bottom. In contrast, there's so little search volume. There's not very many people looking for property management online, and the people that are the worst. You have to realize that they're at the end of the sales cycle, which means word of mouth has already captured the good stuff, right? So if we take this, we've got everyone that could do property management. Then when you take those that are actually aware of it, is maybe half that it exists. And out of those, how many actually think they want it and would look for it? Could be the perception issue. They think most property managers suck, and most honestly do. There's a lot of bad ones out there. You probably know that most suck in your market that you compete with, right? And after that, then word of mouth captures the best ones. And then what's left, the tiniest group, those are the ones that are searching on Google. After all of this attrition, this is the red bloody water where the sharks are, right? And where everybody is fighting over the shittiest, coldest, most price sensitive. Because the further along you move down this uh, what color is this? Hot pink line or red line. The more price sensitive they become, which price becomes a bigger and bigger concern. Usually, the less they trust you. Usually, the shittier the client, right? The more they view you as a commodity. They think you all just do the same thing. And so they become a worse and worse and worse prospect. And this is where most property managers build their entire portfolio of all, that's a house, right? Of all the properties that they are managing are all built on this. The best stuff is out here. The best stuff is out here. And you capture them earlier in the sales cycle through word of mouth. And you know that your best prospects a lot of times are those word of mouth clients. Only 30% of rental properties in single family residential are professionally managed in the US. There is 70% that are self-managing. So what does this mean? Well, here it feels like scarcity. There's a ton of scarcity, but out here, this is truly the blue ocean. This is the blue ocean, and there's no scarcity. There's no scarcity. And if you could tap into that, they're not looking on the internet, but if you can tap into that, you can grow faster, and you're not fighting over the existing market share. You're not fighting over that. You're creating new market share. You're creating new market share where it doesn't exist. You're actually building the industry while you're building your portfolio, and you're not having to deal or fight or feel competitive. They're not price sensitive. They trust you more. They're not as shitty. They don't view you as a commodity. They view you as a trusted advisor. And you're not hanging out with all the other sharks that are all doing the same stuff. And what are they doing? They're doing this: SEO, pay-per-click, content marketing, social media marketing, and pay-per-lead. So this is why this is difficult. Now, let's make this even more clear. So let's talk about cold leads versus, let's do this color. We'll do warm leads. We'll do a warm color. All right. Cold leads versus warm leads. Okay. So with cold leads, let's contrast this, because not all leads are created equal. I want you to remember that. Not all leads, I'm going to write this down. Not all leads are created equal. If you understand this, you will not be taken advantage of anymore by marketing agencies, because the only thing advertising agencies or marketing agencies can usually deliver to you are cold leads, not warm leads. Okay. So I'm going to move this down here. Oops. I stole those from there. And we'll take this back down here and we'll move this here and this. All right. So there we go. So let's talk about these real quick so you understand the difference, so you can see the difference. So the difference between whether a lead is cold or warm is primarily this. So cold lead would be all the marketing channels we just talked about will generate cold leads. All 5 of those things: SEO, pay-per-click, content marketing. So first of all, they are price sensitive. Price, well, I kind of messed up there. Price sensitive and skeptical. Why? Because they don't know you, trust you, or like you, which is over here. They know you. And you know what? I'm not going to write you. We'll make this simple. Know, trust, like. Okay, that's the difference primarily between a cold and warm lead. What are some other major differences, though? These have a 10% close rate or worse, typically, which means you get 10, 20 leads that are really cold. You're only going to usually get maybe 1 deal out of it. So 1 out of 10. Okay. What do you have over here? Warm leads. Most of you are like, I close 100%, but really probably about 90%, at least 70% or higher, right? So it's like the opposite, 90% close rate. Oops, there we go. And then 9 out of 10, right? Much higher close rate. And then what's the next one? Time. So this is one of the hidden killers, is time, the time spent. So this takes on average maybe 2 to 3 hours per lead, which means if you do the math of 1 out of 10, that's like 20 to 30 hours per deal. This on average, I hear, takes maybe as short as 15 minutes to maybe up to 2 hours, right? Of total time invested during the sales process, calling them, maybe even visiting the property, stuff like that. It's going to be usually a fraction, at least half, maybe a third the amount of time if they're a warm lead, like a referral or something like that, or word of mouth, right? I'll just put per lead like this. All right. And then the next thing is how long does it take? So some of these are tire kickers and time wasters. So on average, this takes weeks to months sometimes to close the deal. So there's a lot lengthier turnaround time for acquisition. And so I'm just going to put a calendar here, right? And then these, maybe, this might take maybe days to weeks to close. So, and then on cold leads, this is going to cost you thousands. You're going to have to pay for ad spend. You're going to have to pay the agency to manage that ad spend. And you're going to have to pay probably for time to handle all those leads coming in, because it's such a huge waste of time. So you're going to need sort of an additional team in order to handle that. So, and over here, this really costs $0. It costs nothing per acquisition. Okay. Now, the hidden secret here, the most significant thing here, really, if you notice this, is time. Time is the hidden killer with this. It is impossible to grow and scale quickly if you are mired in an endless amount of follow up and an endless amount of time. Cold leads take way too much time, is the problem. And so that's why a lot of companies doing cold lead marketing can't grow rapidly or quickly. Certainly nothing like our clients have been able to accomplish, because our clients are going into the blue ocean. They're able to create warmer leads, and and they can do it with zero cost. Okay. So not all leads are created equal. So quick question for those that are watching this. Would you rather answer this question in your head? Would you rather, which one would you rather have? Would you rather have less leads, but you get 5 warm leads with a 90% close rate, which means like maybe 4 deals, right? Roughly. Or would you rather have 10 to 20 cold leads and maybe get 1 to 2 deals? What is the hidden gap here? The hidden gap, like I mentioned, is time. That's the hidden gap. So if you're following along and you have a brain and you're smart, you would obviously rather pick this, right? You would rather choose this option right here. This would be the better option. You definitely would not probably want to be in this situation. That doesn't make sense, because that's going to, not only that, but all those leads cost you money. This would cost you thousands of dollars. This would cost you thousands of dollars every month to do this. And there's companies that are spending 2 to 3 grand a month to do SEO. They're spending 1 grand a month on ad spend on Google to do a decent auction ad, competition. And they're probably spending 1 grand a month to the agency, minimum maybe $500 a month to the agency. Then they're also maybe spending for SEO, I mean, for content marketing and for social media marketing. So some of these companies that you're trying to compete with have huge budgets, and they're spending tens of thousands of dollars a year to play this game. So that would be the equivalent of you going to be David versus Goliath, except instead of being smart David with the slingshot to fight, you would go with all the same weapons. You're going to use the same strategies that Goliath's using, and Goliath's just going to kick your ass, right? So that's not effective. So I want you to understand that basically this myth of scarcity, that it's hard to grow a business, it's hard, there's scarcity, that people are price sensitive. These are all lies. This is all a lie perpetuated by internet marketing agencies. This is not true. My clients do not experience they don't feel scarcity. They don't feel that it's so hard to find people to get into their business, and they don't feel the pressure of price sensitivity. And in fact, all of our clients who go through our program increase their pricing because when you decrease price sensitivity, you can charge more, because most property management companies are based on really like all the price sensitivity and downward pressure that they're experiencing, that you feel right here at the end of this horrible compression pipeline, right? So hopefully this is helpful to understand that not all leads are created equal. We have really effective strategies for helping you add doors that cost no money, help you go after that blue ocean, target the right people, we help you increase your pricing. We help you increase your ability to sell and close deals. And all of this is in our Door Grow and Scale Mastermind program. So talk to us at Door Grow. You can reach us at doorgrow.com and schedule a call with me and my team. And we will schedule a call with me and my team, and we will give you access to our 7 frameworks training that goes into this in even greater detail, shares with you our top 3 strategies transparently, and helps you to see how we're going to help you get this stuff implemented and coach you to success. And you'll never, like, you don't want to be the person that needs to be taught, or that needs somebody to throw a fish at you and you're paying for a fish. We're going to teach you how to fish for life. And you'll never have to rely on another marketing or advertising agency ever again in your life. And that's going to save you a shit ton of money, a ton of time, and it's going to take shave a ton of effort off of your struggle and effort and difficulty, and you're off of your timeline, right? You're going to have much more success. And this is what we do for our clients. Hopefully this helps you see like that there's maybe a light at the end of the tunnel. It's probably been too hard for too long, and we can help you grow without having to do any of these things. You don't have to do any of these things in order to grow your business, and you'll actually grow faster. So if you want to find out more about how we help you do that, reach out to us, doorgrow.com. Also, make sure to join our Facebook group, which is doorgrowclub.com. We'll get you to our Facebook group. Cool. And so there you go. So reach out to us, and hopefully we're talking to you soon, and you're our next awesome success story. Bye, everyone.